Do you wonder why some people take advantage of you? This video will review 9 signs to tell you if you have poor boundaries. Welcome to Toxic Ties. In this video, we've compiled a list of 9 signs of poor boundaries to look for in a relationship. Because let's face it, healthy relationships involve knowing the negative signs to stay away from. Part 1. Let's get into it. Number 1. You sense you have no say in what happens to you. You slump down on the couch, feeling drained and helpless. The weight of the world seems to be resting on your shoulders, and there's nothing you can do to change it. It's as if everything is out of your control, and you don't know where to begin to fix it. The people around you aren't paying attention to your needs, and it's starting to feel like you have no say in what happens to you. You've lost your confidence to assert yourself, and it seems there are no limits to how much others can meddle in your life. As you sit there, you realize this has become your new normal. You've grown accustomed to others controlling your life, and it's starting to feel natural. But deep down, you know that this is no way to live. You understand that nothing will improve unless you take action. It's time to set some boundaries and start expressing yourself. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to regain control over your life. You take a deep breath and make a mental list of the boundaries you need to establish. It's time to start standing up for yourself and taking charge of your life. No more feeling helpless. No more feeling like you have no say. It's time to take back your power and start living life on your own terms. Number 2. In general, you have a tendency to spill the beans. You're at a party, and everyone's having a good time. The conversation flows freely, and you find yourself sharing details about your life that you wouldn't normally reveal. You talk about how many drinks you had last night or how much money you have in the bank, and you can't help but notice how impressed some people around you seem. It's not the first time you've done this, and as you reflect on your behavior, you realize it's becoming a pattern. The more you share, the more attention you get, and it's starting to feel like an addiction. But as you look around the room, you notice that some people seem uncomfortable with the information you're sharing. It's as if they're wondering why you're being so open with people you barely know. It's at that moment that you realize that you might have a problem with your boundaries. You're not used to keeping any aspects of your private life hidden from others, and it's starting to show. You understand that it's challenging to communicate with others about what you are and are not willing to share, especially when you're not used to setting limits for yourself. But it's clear that you need to start working on your boundaries. It won't be easy, but you know it's necessary. You take a deep breath and commit to yourself to start setting limits on what you share with others. It's time to start valuing your privacy and respecting yourself enough to keep certain things to yourself. Number 3. The little things make you feel guilty. You're sitting on your couch, scrolling through your social media feed, when you come across a post from a friend. They're asking if anyone is available to watch their pet for a few days, and you immediately feel a pang of guilt. You know you have plans for the next few days, but you can't help but feel you should say yes. After all, your friend is in a tough spot, and you don't want to disappoint them. As you sit there, you start to realize that this isn't the first time you've felt guilty for saying no to someone. It's as if you have had a hard time setting your boundaries and putting your own needs first. You start to wonder if you're giving others too much leeway and allowing them to take advantage of you. But then again, it could be more straightforward than that. Maybe it's just difficult for you to say no. As you ponder this, you begin to see the signs of your inadequate boundaries. It's not just the guilt over minor transgressions, it's the fact that you're always putting others before yourself. You're not valuing your own time and energy, and it's starting to take a toll on you. It's time to start setting some boundaries and learning how to say no when necessary. It's not going to be easy, but you know that it's necessary for your own well-being. You take a deep breath and make a commitment to yourself to start putting your own needs first. It's time to start valuing yourself and your time, and that starts with setting healthy boundaries. Number 4. The flow of your day will depend on the decisions of others. You're sitting at your desk, trying to focus on the pile of work in front of you, but your phone keeps buzzing with notifications. You know it's your friend, and you're tempted to answer, but you try to ignore it and focus on your work. The buzzing continues, and you finally give in and check your phone. It's your friend asking you if you want to hang out tonight. You know you have a lot of work to do, but you cannot help but feel guilty for saying no. You've always had a hard time setting boundaries and saying no to other people's requests. It's not that you don't value your own time and energy, but you're worried about hurting other people's feelings. So you often find yourself in situations where you've promised too much and taken on too much work. The cost to your physical and mental well-being is frequently too high to justify, but you can't bring yourself to say no. Over time, you begin to see the damage that this is doing to yourself and those around you. You're exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed, and it's all because you haven't set healthy boundaries. You realize that you need to start prioritizing your needs and learn to say no when necessary. It's not going to be easy, and you might hurt some people's feelings along the way, but you know that it's necessary for your own well-being. You take a deep breath and make a commitment to yourself to start setting healthy boundaries. It's time to start valuing your own time and energy and stop sacrificing yourself for the sake of others. It's time to take care of yourself so that you can be there for the people you care about in the long run. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you have been used to accommodating others or have fears of rejection or conflict. However, it's a crucial skill to develop to protect your well-being, maintain healthy relationships, and achieve personal goals. This concludes Part 1. Stay tuned for Part 2 of 9 signs you have poor boundaries. Leave a comment and tell us what you think so far. Please like and share this video if you find it entertaining, as this will encourage us to produce more content like it. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notifications.